be discussing Copenhagen's unique sustainability plan in 4 different parts. First, we'll introduce the city and the plan, brought to you by Izzy De La Santa. Next, we will look at the economic and social pillars, as researched by Christina Kwan. Then we will look at the environmental pillar, Brenda Nites, and then we will discuss recommendations for improvement, as brought up by Du Lee. My name is Hannah Labadula, and I'll be your narrator through this. Copenhagen is the capital city of Denmark, a Scandinavian country located in Northern Europe. The city has a population of 1.4 million people, the majority of which are of Danish origin, according to the World Population Review. The site continues on to share that the city's immigrant residents consist largely of Pakistani, Turkish, Iraqi, Polish, and German people. The main religion of the city is Christianity. The most Christian people from Copenhagen belonging to the Lutheran Church of Denmark, and the second largest religion is then Islam. The New World Encyclopedia explains that the city began as a Viking village. In the 10th century, the city of Copenhagen was officially founded and was largely known as a harbor town. It was named the capital of Denmark in the 15th century. From the 1600s to the end of World War II, Copenhagen faced various battles and wars. But after the Second World War, the city was given the opportunity to expand greatly, leading to commuter trains being constructed in the 1970s, furthering the city's growth. Being the sustainable city it is, Copenhagen has made several efforts toward improving its social welfare. Following the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 10, Copenhagen strives to reduce inequalities within the city via unique and effective initiatives and solutions. According to page 31 of the Copenhagen Sustainability Plan, the city has implemented measures focusing on ensuring citizens' equitable access to housing, jobs, and opportunities. Firstly, Copenhagen mandates that there is housing of varying prices that anyone can afford a roof over their head. Additionally, there is social housing available that matches the population growth in the city for low-income families or individuals. For example, Copenhagen has made it so that the Sydhavn district would have to build 150 units of social housing for young individuals or 60 units for families. Other than housing, Copenhagen also stands against social dumping, which is when employees are subjected to unacceptable working conditions or very poor salaries. To combat this, the city has a labor clause which allows inspections of workplaces. Additionally, Copenhagen is working to generate more private internship opportunities, as well as increasing the employment rate for specific groups of unemployed individuals. Copenhagen especially believes in children's access to opportunities, so the city hosts a free holiday camp with stimulating cultural and athletic activities during school breaks. It is targeted towards children from ages 6 to 17 and is also inclusive towards children with special needs. Overall, Copenhagen demonstrates a strong commitment to social sustainability with initiatives that support all residents, regardless of background or income, to foster an equitable and thriving community. Copenhagen's sustainability plan also outlines initiatives for a sustainable economy. One of their initiatives follows the UN's 8th sustainability goal, decent work and economic growth, to promote inclusive and sustained economic growth, as well as a productive employment for everyone. Copenhagen has several measures in place, one of them being the Business House Copenhagen. As stated on page 27 of Copenhagen's Sustainability Plan, Business House Copenhagen is a service that helps businesses remedy any issues or questions they may have. Companies and people can contact the Business House with questions regarding recruitment, for example, or starting up a company. This initiative is in place to improve Copenhagen's business climate so that companies are satisfied with municipal casework. Similar to the Business House, there is also an International House. This supports incoming and new professionals from abroad, helping them become adjusted by providing them resources on housing, schools, childcare, careers for their partners, and other activities. Its goal is to streamline administrative steps so that international professionals are able to begin their work or studies without delay. These initiatives help to further develop Copenhagen's economy and ensure that it remains inclusive, resilient, and attractive to both local entrepreneurs and international talent. By fostering a supportive environment for businesses and individuals alike, Copenhagen strengthens its foundation for long-term economic sustainability while aligning with global development goals. According to Intal 2024, Copenhagen is a global leader in environmental sustainability, with an ambitious goal to become the world's first carbon-neutral capital by 2025. The city has introduced a range of innovative policies and programs aimed at reducing carbon emissions, promoting renewable energy, and encouraging sustainable lifestyles. One standout initiative is CopenPay, a program designed to reward eco-conscious behavior among tourists. CopenPay offers tourists incentives such as free or discounted experiences for participating in environmentally friendly activities like cycling, using public transport, or taking part in cleanup efforts. The program aims to promote sustainable tourism and inspire visitors to make a positive impact on the city. As noted by Maras in 2024, if you choose to bike around the city or spend time picking up litter along your route, Copenhagen will thank you with tangible rewards. One example from the article highlights, by cycling through the city, you could earn a delicious free lunch at one of the capital's many sustainable restaurants. Or, if you help keep parks and streets clean, you'll receive free entries to museums, allowing you to explore the city's rich cultural offerings without spending a penny. Copenhagen has made major investments in renewable energy, particularly wind and solar power, and has implemented smart street lighting to reduce use of energy and lower carbon emissions. Marco in 2024 reports that more than 98% of households throughout the city are connected to a centralized heating system. He also notes that over 22,000 smart streetlights have been installed through Copenhagen since their installation. These streetlights have slashed the city's lighting bill by 76%. The city is advancing a circular economy with the goal to recycle 70% of its municipal waste by 2024, aiming to cut CO2 emissions by 59,000 tons annually. According to Green City Times in 2015, Copenhagen's waste management strategy includes initiating waste sorting information campaigns, improving waste collection methods and source separation, stimulating reuse and exchange, and promoting a circular economy, as well as enhancing commercial waste recycling and integrating new technological solutions for waste treatment. Cycling is a cornerstone of Copenhagen's sustainable transportation strategy. As Marco 2024 explains, the core of the sustainable transit movement in Copenhagen is cycling. The city is home to more bicycles than automobiles, which has compelled leaders to embrace cycling as a sustainable transportation solution. FAN in 2024 supports this view, noting that cycling is a zero-emission mode of transport, making it an excellent choice for reducing urban pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. Copenhagen also stands out for its green buildings and environmentally focused urban development. One prominent example is the Copenhagen International School, which features the world's largest solar facade as of its completion. According to the Green City Times in 2015, the school is equipped with numerous energy-efficient technologies and passive building features. Another example is Nordhavn, a new waterfront district in northern Copenhagen that embodies the 5-minute city concept. This is a model of urban planning where essential services are accessible within a 5-minute walk or bike ride. As Creative Denmark in 2024 explains, this urban strategy aims to improve residents' easy access to daily necessities within a 5-minute walk or bike ride or a 5-minute walk to a metro station, giving public transport the desired amenity and fostering a sustainable, people-centric environment. While Copenhagen has implemented many initiatives in an effort to become carbon neutral by this year, there are still some things that the city can improve on when it comes to its sustainability plan. First, Copenhagen should further invest in green energy sources, particularly offshore wind and solar. While Denmark already gets over 50% of its electricity from wind, there is still some potential in expanding solar infrastructure to further increase its use of renewable energy. According to a 2023 report by the International Energy Agency, wind and solar could provide up to 80% of global electricity needs by 2050 if governments act aggressively. By diversifying its renewable portfolio, Copenhagen can improve energy resilience and reduce dependence on biofuels. While each have their own environmental drawbacks such as deforestation, water pollution, and the potential for increased carbon emissions. Second, tourism is an overlooked source of carbon emissions, especially from air and sea travel. Copenhagen is a major cruise and flight destination, yet these forms of travel produce significant greenhouse gases. A 2022 report from the European Commission estimates that just one transatlantic round-trip flight emits about as much CO2 per passenger as the average EU citizen does from heating their home for an entire year. Copenhagen can regulate this by implementing stricter emissions caps on shops docking at its ports, taxing high-emission flights, or offering incentives for greener alternatives like rail travel. Managing tourism sustainably should follow the development as ecological modernization narrative, as the tourism industry plays a significant role in Copenhagen and other cities' development. Lastly, sustainability plans succeed only when there are people part of them. Copenhagen has made efforts in having participatory planning, but there's room to further increase community involvement, especially in marginalized neighborhoods. Copenhagen has made efforts in having participatory planning, but there is room to further increase community involvement, especially in marginalized neighborhoods. A 2019 blog post by Stephanie Loveless in the Barcelona Laboratory for Urban Environmental Justice and Sustainability highlights a case study of Folkets Park in Norrbo, a marginalized neighborhood in Copenhagen. Loveless describes how Folkets Park was frequently used by the homeless and non-white Danes in the 20th century. Surrounding gentrification and sweeping plans for urbanization was met with local resistance, which culminated in recognition of the park as a green space for the community with modifications based on community interviews. Loveless notes that marginalized users' needs were reflected in the park's redesign, which demonstrates the importance of local governments listening to all members of a community to develop a cohesive sustainability plan that works for everyone. By modeling other community involvement after the Folkets Park, Copenhagen can improve sustainability plans by ensuring that it's driven by the people for the people.